So that's just one LLC. That's one big cup besides the 4 other LLCs we're running.
Yeah.
After that, we're working with about 2 non-for-profits. The first non-for-profit we're working with is out of Columbia, Missouri, and they're called Peace. Specialize in actually youth development work from at-risk youth in mid-Missouri, but they also specialize in rehabilitating ex-cons into society. So they're looking for jobs for ex-cons. A lot of our LOCs offer on-the-job training and development for ex-cons. Out of that actual non-for-profit, we actually hire them on and do mock interviews, run them through mock interviews, and we do on-the-job training as well. We teach them hard skills and soft skills. It's one.
I was gonna say, now what drew you to that particular aspect? Like what?
That had to been God, really. My best friend Chris Perry, he reached out to me. He said, "There's this brother I need you to meet. He's really interested in what you're doing and the work you're doing, and he wants to get on and see if he can bring on. And his name is Julian. And he wants to get on and he wants to see if he can help. And I'm actually sitting on the board of that actual non-for-profit now. So yeah, I'm helping a lot with that. I'm full hands on with that as well. He wanted to get on and he said, I'm interested in all the work you're doing in Columbia, and I want to get some guys on and see if they can help you and get them hired out and get them some jobs. And that was it. From there we came rolling. Julian came on. I got to meet a couple of guys, got to talk to them, and we're rolling from there with that as well. And then there's other non-for-profit.
Yeah.
So many. There's so many. We started a charity for the passing of my brother. We're starting a scholarship funding foundation for him. My brother passed to gun violence not too long ago, probably over 2 years ago. He was shot and killed in front of LA Fitness in Texas. I mentioned it on the last episode. And we started a non-for-profit. When my family went through that tragedy, we found that it was so hard for most families when losing a loved one, especially being so far away from home. We were about 16 hours away from home. It was such a hardship to find help and funding at that. And when tragedy hits, no one's ever prepared for it.
Right.
You know what I mean? No one's really ever prepared for it. And so we wanted to start a foundation that was going to give scholarship or a funding to family members at need or at risk of funding. You lose a family member today, God forbid, and you're traveling and you need help for a hotel room or help, for the funeral or, help to transport the body back. That's what our scholarship and foundations are really focusing on, is those families that are in need and at risk are really trying to, they're struck with tragedy and they need funding and help. We're focusing on that. When my brother passed, we realized there were so many unsolved cases and murders that are similar to his with gun violence and black on crime. And the numbers are increasing. There are so many out here that are without mentors, black men that are not teaching these young brothers and, guiding them the way they should. I was just having this conversation. I have 5 mentors myself. My mentors were the first one to teach me how to tie a tie, how to talk to a woman, how to stand straight and straighten up your gig line. And 5 of them. But the reason why the incarceration rate is increasing, the reason why we're seeing so many of these young brothers are constantly getting locked up, and the reason for the increase in violence and crimes is because there's not enough people doing the help. I'm not saying there's none, but there's not enough people out here that are actually giving back and actually trying to mentor and teach, reach out and lend a hand. And there's not enough. There's only so much that one person can do as a mentor, but we need more mentors, especially for black men. Black men, are you hearing me?
Absolutely.
Right? You need more black teachers, but there's not enough.
Yeah.
No, you're fine. So we started that foundation, and it was really the focus on trying to lean towards getting funding for any of those that was affected by tragedy. unexpectedly. So yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then
That's
there's a couple more that I can't mention and talk about yet.
oh, you already know. I already know. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just can't speak on it until it's time to speak on it.
Right.
Absolutely. I feel that. And to even piggyback off one thing that you said, I don't want to deflect too much, but it's actually an important conversation that I want to have at some point. And it's a conversation that I want to have with a man. You know what I'm saying? Like to talk about the role of manhood in our society. And I think manhood is something that gets talked about a lot on social media, right? Like what a man is, like what a man does and all of that. And it's just like the conversations that I hear aren't substantial. Some are, you know what I'm saying? Some are. But like some of the arguments for what manhood is very surface level. You
God.
know what I mean? And it's just like I want to have a conversation with a man that understands manhood because I do feel like there's a gap there. You know what I'm saying? And women have their things too. You know, everybody got their things, but it's just like I think black men, you know, it's clear that black men are missing the mentors, right? Because
Hey, come on, don't get me wrong. Ladies, y'all have so many resources. And brothers,
mm-hmm,
but there's so many, right now in the industry, black women are probably the leading in corporate leadership,
mm-hmm,
in entrepreneurship, even in, when you look at teachers and educators, you see black women. When you look at,
yeah,
white collar, jobs or anything like that, you see black women, you see women. And the brothers, we're not standing up.
yeah,
You
y'all
know,
need support
we're not standing.
and guidance, proper guidance.
But the brothers are, where are you?
Yeah,
Where's the real man at? The real man, stand up.
and I feel like that's what we need, right? Because I'm so sick of hearing people say like, oh, real men. No, that's not true. Real men are literally out here doing the work, but we are distracted by the ones that aren't. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? We
yeah,
are distracted by the
yeah.
ones that we aren't. So we need to get the voices of the men that are about that manhood so other people can see, like, okay,
So
this is where it's at. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? This is where it's at because
that's another episode because that's
it
how
is. It
track
is.
that Hollywood and society paints the picture of the black men. Prime example, Jonathan Majors.
Mm.
You know, if I see another news report about another black man in the social media, in the spotlight, and how they're de-imaging the image of what it means to be a black man. They're demonizing what it means to be a male.
Yep.
And for black men, it's already hard enough
Mm-hmm.
in society. We have to sit a certain way, speak a certain way, and lower our tone, and we can't. When we're young, they teach us, never ride for to a car deep, or when you stand up and someone's speaking to you, stand up straight and never slouch, or never raise your voice, or don't never shout immediately or do large gestures because it may frighten someone.
Right.
It's hard trying to be a black man in today's society. It's even harder trying to be a black man, a black male, and there's no help. There's
Mm-hmm.
there's no one to guide. The struggle is real. There's no help. Now I'm not saying there's none, but I'm saying there's there
Not
we,
enough.
we need more black male mentors. We need more male mentors. We need brothers that are willing to step out. You ain't gotta have a master's degree. You don't have a PhD. You don't need that. You don't need that. You need to have a willing heart to step out and say, I see problems in my community. I
Yep.
see this is a problem in my community and I want to see change. They say it all the time, be the change that you want to see. But brothers, we're sitting here and we're seeing these young brothers waste their life away. We see them getting behind bars day in, day out. They stealing these cars left and right because they ain't nobody, daddy ain't at home.
Yep.
What do they do? You know what? It's an ongoing cycle. So they remove the male from the household and he's
Mm-hmm.
the head of the house. So you put them in jail and put them behind bars, and that's all they know.
Say it.
The image of a black male now becomes the image of a black male behind bars. This has been an ongoing cycle. This is
Woo.
new to us.
Yeah. And that's how you get the masculated woman.
Right.
That don't need a man. We going down a rabbit hole. We just gonna have to.
I didn't want to go too far into it, but this is what my most of my LLCs and most of my non-for-profits and some of the organizations that I'm working with, this is what we specialize in. This is what we're aiming towards and gearing towards. We need to help our black men, not only just our black men, but men in general. Because
helping the black man is gonna help the black woman.
Right.
That's how you heal. That's how you heal the black family. You have to. It starts with the man. You know what I'm saying? And that and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a lesbian. I can admit it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can still admit it. Black men are important. And that's how you heal that black family. Because even though it's just what I grew up with a father figure, you know what I'm saying? And I understand how important that role is. It's so important. And not having it affects more than just the child. It affects everybody. Because that's a layer of support and just, you know what I'm saying, energy that's just missing. You know what I'm saying? Like, the black man is a king. Like, a black man is a king. Like, like, black men are powerful. And it's just like, I don't even think that some know how powerful they are, because if they did, they wouldn't act the way that they act. But they act the way that they act because they didn't have the proper guidance.
They are blind. They're blind to the powers they have on the inside of them. What God has placed already on the inside of them, that He has for their life, they're blind to it. And what's even worse is because they don't feel loved. Let's speak on it. So if we want to be real, let's speak on it. Black men carry chips on their shoulders. Black men don't feel the love that they need to feel.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's hard to get a black man to go to a therapist. It's hard to get a man to talk about his mental health. It's hard to get a man to talk about his feelings and how he feels about this. But you know what happens? We let society beat us up. Tell them we can't be this. Tell them we can't do that. We'll never be nothing but like our daddy, and we'll be behind bars or somewhere, or either dead up in the streets. And so that breaks his mind. That breaks his confidence. That breaks the man that's on the inside of him. And so what happens is...
let's go. I'm with you.
The suicide rates increase.
Yeah.
The brother that just passed that was dancing on the Ellen DeGeneres show. Gosh, God, man.
Twitch, right? Yeah.
Right, yeah. Increasing. The Green Power Ranger, Jason David Frank. Suicide rates are increasing, man. And you would never know. You would never know. They will be just the happiest, full of bundle of joy, and light up the room when they walk in, but you would never know what somebody's going through. Suicide rates are increasing amongst men. But man, we have got to learn to open our mouth and talk. We got to seek help. We got to seek counseling. We got to seek therapy. Ain't nothing wrong with seeking therapy. Let's get that out of the way. That is that stigma that has been sticking around the black family. What goes on in this house stays in the house. No, you need to talk about what happened.
It's not healthy.
You need to talk about what happened. Somebody did something to you all those years back, and you just burying it and sweeping it under the rug. Told your mama, and your mama told you not to say nothing, and it stays between us and it stays in this household. You need to talk on it. But what happens is you begin to build broken people, broken adults. And broken adults raise broken children.
Yes.
So now we're talking about a generational curse.